No, we don't. Karen from Providence, you're on line 3. Oh, yeah, you're on with Rob Zombie.
Hi, okay, I would like to know, I understand that Rob's brother is in a band called Power Man 5000, and I would like to know if Rob has any involvement in that band, and if so, what?
Hold on. First, Andy, do you want to do a few somersaults right now? Yeah, Andy, the manager, also the manager of Power Man 5000. Go ahead, Rob.
I'm leaving. Yes and no. I mean, yeah, it's my brother's band, and I'm only involved to the point of, like, I would with any friend's band where, if you can help them, you help them, if you have any advice. But, I mean, it's their thing, and they do it, and, they're real good. And they made a really good record that just came out. But, I help them if I can, but I don't, like, take credit for anything they're doing.
Don't you also make an appearance on the record?
So I hear. I went and sang, and I'm credited, but I can't find my vocals.
So, and there are, what's really interesting, and I know that isn't there, your brother is in Power Man 5000, and also a member of your band's brother. Is that?
Yeah, John Tempesta, who was the White Zombie drummer and still the drummer with me. His brother is the new guitar player. So what we're really trying to do here is breed a new band that will support the older brothers in their time of need.
All right, let's go back to the... Welcome back to Rockline.
First of all, I want to congratulate you guys on 6 incredible, fantastic albums, and I thank you also for your determination to succeed, because without that, we would be missing so much great music today. Anyway,
I have to readjust my headphones. They don't fit anymore.
Okay, I have 2 questions. First of all, Robbie, I understand that you used to be the exclusive lead vocalist in the band, and was the only vocalist on the first album. And Johnny, I would like to know how it became that you started to do lead vocals. And my other question is, what was it like working with Paul Westerberg on We Are the Normal, and what's the inspiration behind the lyrics of the song?
Okay. Well, yes, I sang the very first record, but that's because I hadn't convinced my shy partner here to get in front of a microphone and sing. And little by little, we sort of learned how to do things, and he writes some nice songs, doesn't he?
It's an evolution, you go through your life, and every day you change a little bit, and that's just the nature of being alive, you just change a little bit every day.
And for real, like, our whole thing with this from the beginning was, we just wanted to be able to make the best music we could, and we're trying to do that still, to this day, and it's a group effort, and I think we're making the best music we ever have, and that's the best thing.
Now, Robbie Karen has stepped into the spotlight as vocalist, and any regrets as you look back then on that first album, Goo Goo Dolls?
Oh, well, yeah, of course, man. That's like a snapshot of you from 1986, man. I'm sure there's some embarrassing ones, aren't there?
Bob,
one or
that
two.
There's a snapshot of you from some party where your eyes are all red and your tongue is sticking out and your lids are like...
And perhaps you have a sequin glove on, or maybe like a red leather coat with lots of zippers on it.
That was just a flash in the camera that made my eyes look like that.
Oh, red-eyed, drunk.
No, I mean, our band has been putting out records since there was no need for our band to put out records, and I think that
our band was putting out records when they still made records.
Yeah, you know what I mean, right? So I mean, for us, it's just sort of like, we're just making our records, and we're really happy. All of us are really happy to be where we are right now.
What? I was talking to a good friend of mine, Artie Quitchoff, who was our first manager in 1986. And 1985, when we got together, 85, 86. And he said, do you realize what you guys have been through? And I was like, no, what have we been through? And he's like, well, you've been through the 80s college rock thing. You've been through grunge, the female artist, ska, oh God, there's like all these different trends, swing, and now rock. Like Kid Rock.
Yeah, right back to rock
Korn
again.
And all that.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's like we sort of just kind of hang on and do our own thing.
Sneak through.
And we sort of fly under the radar of the whole bizarre mess, you know. And it's like it's rock and roll music. That's the most important thing, you know. And but I want to answer the next part of the question,
which is
about like to work with Paul Westerberg. Listen, Paul Westerberg, and I'm going to say this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. He taught a generation how to rock, and he was the well that me and a lot of other people, whether they admit it or not, go to draw their water from. And he's a beautiful human being, and he's a brilliant songwriter. And it hurts me so much that he hasn't become the hugest rock star in the world, because he deserves it more than anybody else.
Well, right now he's more respected by musicians than the general public. Every musician I talk to loves this guy. Paul Westerberg, the Replacements. I mean, he's right at the top of the list for almost everybody I talk to. Let's take another caller. We'll lose Randy in the shuffle here. Randy is in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Hi, Randy.
Hey.
Right on, Randy.
Yeah.
Right on. What happened to the Jets?
We sold them to Phoenix.
Yeah, they're the Coyotes now.
Man. Listen, there's something wrong about playing hockey where there's no winter.
You don't play hockey in 111 degrees, man.
Steve?
Hi. Can you laugh like the girl from Florida?
No. Anyway,
that was
okay.
one of a kind.
Yeah, really. I have a question here. I wanted to know, I understand that you have formed an indie label called Favored Nations.
Yes, I have.
Right. And I was wondering how it got started, and also what genre of music will be featured on the label.
Well, thank you for asking. Actually, I started my first label to release my own material back in the early 80s, and I released Flexible, and I kind of figured out the infrastructure of how the business works. And through the years, the people I've worked with, I've learned a lot, and I always thought an organic progression for me would be to form a label that really catered to musicians and very exceptionally brilliant people who can do savant-type things with instruments and music and art or colors and all sorts of things. So I was waiting for the right partner, and I met this gentleman, Ray Shear. He's a brilliant man. He has a great deep love for the guitar. He actually started Guitar Centers, started it when it was 2 stores and built it. And so we started the label about 6-8 months ago. We're just gearing up, actually. And it's an indie label, and the structure of it is different than conventional deals and the way labels conventionally work with artists, in the sense that they're more like co-venture deals with artists. And, you know, we are just working on trying to bring a certain kind of musicianship, you know, making it available. But that's basically the concept of the label, and it's going on great.
I wish you the best of luck with that. Yeah, indie labels are doing good things right now.
Yeah.
Now, what's this about this 10 CD box set that I hear? Was toll free 1-800-344. Where Meatloaf is tonight. We have Julie on the line. Hi, Julie. Welcome to Rockline.
Hi, Bob. Hi, Meatloaf.
Are you in Boston? Are you in Boston, Mass?
Well, actually, I'm
you
not,
in Boston,
but that's
New
okay.
Jersey?
She's listening to our Boston affiliate.
Right.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Well, actually, I'm in Saunderstown, Rhode Island. Yeah,
Oh, okay, that's close enough.
yeah, it is. Actually, it's about an hour and a half away here.
Right, I know.
Have you been there?
I've been to Rhode Island,
Oh, have you? Oh, interesting.
and my lighting designer and my front of house sound man live in Providence.
Oh, interesting. Oh,
So there you
anyway, I have a question.
George and Billy.
Huh?
George
Okay,
and Billy.
Oh.
George Whirlin and Billy Sheldon.
Karen, what you
That's
got?
their names.
Karen, what you got on your mind tonight?
Okay, you've accomplished so much in your career that I was wondering, is there any aspects of the industry that you have yet to dabble in that you would be interested in, doing something in?
It's funny you should say that. We were just talking about that. Yes, there's 3 things. I would like to do television, and people have been talking to me about doing television, and I would also like to do a talk radio show, believe it or not. And basically, I would talk about anything, and my guest would be people that know something, because I don't know anything. And so I would have guests that know things, and then people could talk, and I just kind of, panel it. And that would be fun. And then I would love to have a talk show on television. We have a name for it, too, which I'm not going to tell you because then somebody will steal it, which is known for doing that. And I've had people talking to me about doing a television series. But I don't know if I want to do that or not. But like a syndicated talk show or something would be great fun.
Well, if you want to do TV and talk radio where you have a panel, yeah, you could just do Politically Incorrect and be done with the whole thing, you know?
Well, I'm actually hosting, VH1 has a new show that they have guest hosts, and I'm hosting 5 of them. It's called The List. And so I'm going to do that. So that'll be my audition tape.
There you go. Karen, thanks for being on with us again. We're going to move to Philadelphia quickly here to speak with Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl.
Hi.
Okay.
First of all, I understand that you originally wrote the song "I Was in the House When the House Burnt Down" for David Crosby. Is it true? And can you tell us about that? And my other question is, do you think that digital downloading over the internet is soon to take the place of purchasing music through traditional outlets?
Let's do the digital first, and then we'll talk about some.
I have no idea. I don't know too much about that digital analog. The whole philosophical aspects of it, I don't know.
It's a burning issue with record companies right now.
I know
that. Yeah.
I don't know that I'm a burning issue with record companies, so I don't know if it really makes a lot of difference to me. I just writing.
Well, you're a burning issue.
I'm just
when
writing
the house
poetry, Bob. You know,
you were a burning issue when the house burned down.
Yeah.
Did you write that for David Crosby?
Yeah, I kind of did.
And he didn't take it though, did he?
No, I played it for him. I asked him to sing it with me at a concert a couple years after I wrote it. See, David said, why don't you do something useful with your time and write a great song for me? That's kind of the way he puts things.
That's David,
gentle way. And a couple of years later, I told him I'd written it for him, and I played it for him, and he said, well, I'm not singing that.
You kidding?
Maybe I'll sing the bridge, he said.
I'll sing the bridge. Gee. So you kept it for yourself?
Of course.
Now we're covering some ground. There you go, Dan. Thanks for being on. Let's take a call from the New York area. John, you're on Rockline.
Hi, Karen.
Hello.
Hi, Karen.
Hi. Hello, Skid Row. I have a question here.
Sure.
I was interested to know if you guys are still friends with the guys in Bon Jovi.
Yes.
Great.
Absolutely.
Do you think you guys will ever be working with them in the future?
As far as touring?
Or anything like that? Maybe even collaborating on some musical projects?
You know what? I don't know. I mean, I would love to go out on the road with those guys. I think it would be awesome. 1989 was a huge year for us, and they had a big part to do with that. So me and John, I mean, it's been pretty well documented about our falling out and whatnot, but me and him have become, better friends than we ever were. So I would love to be quite honest with you. I don't know how the rest of the guys feel, but I think they're very talented people, and they've always been great friends to us. So.
And I am putting you personally responsible for getting John to come up here and do this show, Snake. Because I've known the guy and been supporting his record since day one, and I'm still playing this one. And
yeah, you are.
He better get his ass up here.
That's very cool.
Or I'm going to drop that thing like a hot potato. And I'm not asking for any special remixes to play it either.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
Hey, Karen, thanks for the call.
Thank you, Karen.
Thanks.
All right, we'll see you. Snake and Johnny from Skid Row.
Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
Hi, Richard.
Good, man. How are you?
I just want to...
From Saunderstone, Rhode Island, listening on the internet is Karen. Hi, Karen.
Hi, Bob, and hello, yes. I have two questions.
Karen.
How you doing? Hi. I have two questions here. First of all, how accurate is the book Close to the Edge, The Story of Yes, written by Chris Welch? And my other question is, do you still have contact with former Yes members, and if so, what's everyone doing now?
Well, the book, for me, this is John. I think the book's very good. Chris Welch was one of the first guys who understood what we were trying to do in the early 70s. And everybody else has read it. Have you read it, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, Chris was a buddy of ours, really used to hang around with the band, and, he has his own opinions, I guess, of certain parts of our career, but I haven't read the whole thing, but, he's a good bloke. He's a good bloke.
And do you stay in contact with the other members of Yes, of which there have been a few?
Every now and again, somebody gets in touch. We heard from Rick the other day, so things happen. This is Steve, by the way, and sometimes we run into each other, sometimes we stay in touch with each other when they leave. It's a very varied sort of situation, and it's everybody's choice to make their friendship either last or goodbye.
That's a good way to put it, and I understand that Billy Sherwood has decided to depart the band, and I understand it was amicable. Can you comment on that?
Yeah, it was just that time where we were moving into longer form pieces of music thinking, and he had a lot of production he wanted to do, a lot of ideas he wanted to fulfill on his own, and it was just the right time for both parties.
He gave me... Go ahead, Chris.
Go on. I was going to say, I'm still working with Billy on our side project, the Conspiracy Project, too, which we're halfway through our second album on that, so we'll be finishing that up probably by the end of the year. And so, you know, he hasn't gone that far away from the fold, but, you know, it's just come to that point where we decided to do, you know, these more classical pieces, and he was a bit really surplus to requirement, really, for this particular set. So we had an amicable departure.
Karen, thanks for the call. We'll play one of the all-time great songs, not only by Yes, but
an extremely long time, so let's get her on the air live with Rob Halford. Hi, Karen.
Hi, Eddie, and hi, Rob. Congratulations on the new album.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I was curious, how did it come about that you did a one-off gig singing with Black Sabbath in '92, and what was that experience like?
Well, that was a dream come true for me because I'm the world's biggest, baddest Black Sabbath fan. As I was saying earlier, you know, the whole metal movement began with that incredible band, and they're like hometown boys because we're all from the same part of the UK, Birmingham in the Midlands. But how it went down was, of course, Ronnie was out at that moment with Sabbath, and this was the Aussie farewell tour, and I guess it was Sharon's idea to put this thing together where Sabbath would reunite for the last 2 dates with Ozzy out at Costa Mesa in California at Irvine Meadows, I think it was. Was it? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I think so.
The calendar head's not working. But anyway, for whatever reason, political or whatever, Ronnie wasn't able to make the show, so I got a call from Sharon and from Tony, and they told me what was going on, and would I help out? And you want me to sing with Black Sabbath? I don't have to think about this. Yeah, absolutely, I'll do it. So then over the next couple of days, me and Ronnie worked over the phone to put a set list together. Ronnie and everybody came into... Ronnie, what am I saying Ronnie for? Tony, thank you, Tony. It's jet lag, folks, it's jet lag. I flew in yesterday and I'm so jet lagged. But anyway, me and Tony worked out the set list. Sabbath came into Phoenix, where I was living in those days, and we just ran through the set once, and then the next day we were live in front of 20,000 people at Costa Mesa.
Wow.
And it was just the most awesome thing I've ever experienced, because you're standing there and I got Tony on the left, and I got Geezer on the right, you know, and I'm here and I'm singing with this band, and I'm singing all of these incredible Black Sabbath songs. It was just absolutely amazing.
Did you document it? You have it on tape, or...?
Somebody has it somewhere. In fact, somebody sent me a bootleg some months later. Somebody out in the crowd had a 8mm camera, so that's the only personal memory that I've got. And it looks good, and it still feels good to think about it.
One of the rare cases where bootlegs are good, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I love bootlegs. I got a ton of them.
We're talking live with Rob Halford on Saturday Night Rocks, and we got a lot of people that have been waiting for a while, so let's get to them. Chris in Elmont, New York. Hi, Chris. You're on live.
To Rhode Island to speak with Karen. Karen, you're on Rockline.
Hi. Okay, 2 quick questions here. First of all, do you still keep contact with former members Nick and Marty? If so, what career paths are they currently enduring? And my other question is the song In My Darkest Hour about the late Cliff Burton.
Are you reading that?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
You know what? Karen calls on occasion, and she's pretty good. She knows her rock. I'll give her a lot of credit. She knows her rock and roll.
Okay. Sorry, I wasn't listening. What was the question? No, I'm just kidding. Do I keep in touch with the current band members? Yeah, actually, I talked with Nick Menz a little while ago. He's currently preparing to give birth to a son. And it should be painful for him. Actually, it's his girlfriend's going to have a baby. And Marty Friedman is on his own right now doing, from what I hear, dance and techno music, which I find kind of peculiar coming from being a guitar hero in Megadeth going to dance music.
And do you remember the other part of her question?
The other part of the question was...
Let's bring Karen back up. Let her ask so we can prove she's not reading. What's the other part, Karen?
Okay, it's is the song In My Darkest Hour...
About Cliff Burton? No.
No, the music was written the day that Cliff died. And when I got the phone call from Maria, Metal Maria was her name, from Megaforce Records in New Jersey, she told me that the bus accident had taken place and that we'd lost Cliff, and I was really moved by that, very, very emotional about it. I cried, and I picked up my guitar, and I just started playing, and the music came out in one fell swoop. The lyric is about a relationship that I had with a woman named Diana that everybody knows about.
Isn't that a great release to be able to pick up a guitar and let your emotions go through the strings and
well, as long as you don't suck.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, there's always that aspect of it, Dave. As somebody once said to me, sitting in the chair you're sitting in right now, the only thing that's nicer than knowing how to play a musical instrument is getting paid for it. So,
yeah.
I guess that's a pretty cool thing.
It's nice to be able to pick up a guitar and make something. Playing it is one thing. That's really rewarding, but even more so gratifying is being able to create. It's kind of like that famous quote from Michelangelo about creating the statue David. They said, you know, how did you know you were going to do that? And he said, I didn't. I just knocked away the excess marble. And for me, it's kind of like getting rid of the extra notes bent down to the song.
Well, a couple of years ago, Megadeth decided to take a risk, and they came up with a song called Breadline. Move on to Providence, Rhode Island. It's Karen's turn to be on. Hi, Karen.
Hi. Okay. This is for Ann. I'd like to know how did you come to have a cameo in Velvet Goldmine, and what was it like being part of such a big production?
Well, I got the part because I was sleeping with the director at the time, Todd Haynes. Now, he's got a very small one, I can tell you that, but no, I'm just joking, That's not true. That's not true. I take that back. No, the truth of the matter is, Michael Stipe, who, from the much-famed band R.E.M., was the executive producer, and for those who don't know, an executive producer is the man who puts the money up, and that's all they do. And so he suggested me, because I went to meet, we were doing a TV program in England called TGI Friday, and Todd Haynes was in in London rather, casting the film, and Michael said, go and meet Todd Haynes and see if you want to be in this film. And I thought I was going for the lead part, which was the kind of Bowie character, and I was really keen on it. But instead, I got this kind of cameo part, which I was a bit disappointed about. But I'll get my own back one day. But that's how I got the film. It was really through Michael. Do
you think the movie was an accurate portrayal of the glam scene as it was?
I tell you what I think of it. I think that it was not supported by Mr. Bowie, and it was not supported by any of those people. So it was difficult because they couldn't use the music. They didn't get that license. So that's why they had them write all songs that sort of vaguely sounded around. The soundtrack was awesome, I thought. I think Grantley Buffalo and what's that guy? Somebody else. I can't remember the name of the dude now. But they did all original music for it. And I thought it was great. I thought the film was, I think it went over a lot of people's heads because it was the subplot of the film was, the connotations of it were all kind of abstracted and difficult to kind of grasp. But I just thought the imagery was great. If you like that kind of music, then it's a must see.
Hey, Karen, nice to hear from you. We'll move to Oklahoma City. So it's just kind of, if you weren't viewing me that way, would you still love? What it really translates then is, would you love the real me?
Exactly.
Yeah. There you go, Mike. Good question. Thanks for being on. We're going to head to Providence, Rhode Island, and talk to Karen. Hi, Karen.
Bob, and hello, 3 doors down. I have two questions.
How are you?
Good. How about you? I have two questions here. First of all, what was it that convinced you to get involved in the music industry? And my other question is, what's the most autobiographical song on the album?
I don't really know what influenced me to get into the music. It's just something I always loved to do. It's definitely a dream come true for me to be able to do this. And, I mean, it's just unexplainable. And I guess to answer your second question, the most autobiographical song for me, I guess, would be Like That, and I think it may be the same for a lot of other people, because everybody has something in their life or someone in their life that they like to be like.
Now, I'm like all the Rockline listeners. I can't see the band, so I assume that was you, Brad, that was speaking there.
Yeah, that was me. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. And you were banging on stuff as early as 2-3 years old, weren't you? I mean, you were rattling pots and pans in the kitchen and making a nuisance out of yourself, weren't you?
Yeah, I used to set them up on the stairs or in front of the fireplace. You know, we had one of those little heat pump fireplaces. Turn a little knob up, set the pots and pans up in front of it, beat on them a little, sing into the handle.
Sing into the handle. There you go. Keep that handle close to the mouth. Get that good resonance going. Will you guys play something live for us right now?
Sure. You're going to do Loser.
Loser, second song on the album, and it's going to be done for you live on Rockline by Three Doors.
This is 12 Cuts Above the Rest on BRU.
With Southtown on WBRU, the station that plays the best modern rock in all the planet.
Number 4. WBRU counts down the 12 most requested songs of the week. This is 12 Cuts Above the Rest.
At number 4, we have the Deftones with Change in the House of Flies on WBRU.
No, but I probably will eventually.
Yeah, I was going to say, your time will come, my man. Your time will come. It's an evening with Motley Crue. You can call us toll-free, 1-800-344-ROCK. And Bob Coburn. Randy and I are in Hollywood, the rest of the band in Houston, Texas, which is where our next caller is from. Tanya, welcome to Rockline.
Hi, okay, I wanted to...
Thanks for being on. We'll move on now to Providence, Rhode Island, and talk to Karen. Karen, welcome to Rockline.
Hi, Bob. Hello, Motley Crue. I have 2 questions. First of all, I wanted to know, can you tell us about the pay-per-view special that you filmed this month? And also, I was wondering, this is for Nikki, how did you recruit Barry Gibb's son, Steven, for your side project 58?
Okay.
Huh?
What was the first question?
The pay-per-view
thing. How did we do it?
Or when is it being played? I don't know.
Where did we record that at?
Salt Lake City?
Salt Lake City, that's right, yeah. And that's going to be out on...
Maybe in August, I think, or something like that. We're not sure yet.
But, boy, I'm glad we asked you about that.
Yeah, good. We're confused. Well, you know what? That's
We're always the last to know anything. That's a good question.
That's the problem with being on the road. You kind of lose track of what day it is and even what month it is. It just everything starts to blend into itself, and the only thing you look forward to is really that time on stage.
Well, it is going to come out sometime in August. I know that. I'm not sure of the date, but it will be out in August.
The 58 question.
Yeah.
The 50. Yeah, Stephen Gibb, who is Barry Gibb from the Bee Gees' son. He is someone that I met at our record label. One of the Bee Gees are signed to our label, and he was, hanging around. We met, and I call him the anti-Gibb. He used to be a tattoo artist and a piercer, and he was in rehab a bunch of times. He's a very young guy who's been through a lot of drama in his life, and he's a very emotional guitar player.
He's a rocker.
Yeah, he is a rocker. In fact, he's in Zakk Wylde's band right now playing bass, because 58 has no intention of touring, really. It's music for music's sake.
Ah, that's a good thing. There you go. Thanks, Karen. And we'll move to Kansas City to speak with...
But, we just wanted to step it up and do something a little bit different. So we just wrote, and that's how it came out.
And it came out as Issues. Thanks, Rob, for being on. And we'll head to Providence again to talk with Karen. Hi, Karen.
Hi, Bob. Hi, Jonathan.
Hi, Karen.
I have 2 questions.
Okay.
I wanted to know what's the hardest part about making the new album for you? And my other question is, are there any musicians that you have yet to collaborate with but would like to?
Okay. The hardest part of writing for me is writing lyrics. That's hard for me. Sometimes they just come, sometimes they don't. That's just the hardest part. Just trying to sit down and think of something to write about.
What do you do when it doesn't come? You just walk away for a while?
Walk away for a while, get pissed off, throw things, be just pissed.
You've been to my house. I can't handle this.
I can't deal with this. Oh God.
Next.
And in collaborations, I don't know of any, really, that I'd like to do. I've done a lot with lots of people, and like my favorite was doing stuff with Cube, and I just did one with Q-Tip that I really like doing. But right now, I just nothing comes to mind. that I'd really like to do.
Any women that come top of mind? Charlotte Church?
Oh, I dig Sinead O'Connor. I'd like to do it.
Sinead O'Connor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's dope.
What's the appeal there?
She's just real.
Yeah, she's real. No,
She's
no
real.
doubt about that. Yeah.
I like her, and I got respect for like Tori Amos too. She's real. Something about what she plays, and I watch her, I'm just like taken in somehow.
She's got a lot of good songs now. You look back, and she's really done some great. I like the song God.
There's a lot
she
of
did a
good
few years ago.
girl artists out there that I respect.
Now, it's not on the website right now at Korn.com, but I understand that you're going to put on the website a chance for the fans to vote on the set list for the upcoming tour.
Kind of idea. We're gonna
wow.
It's called
Just a
flipping
moment.
through the dictionary. for
We're
names.
covering all kinds of stuff tonight on Rockline on the AM/FM network. To Rockline, I'm Bob Coburn with Jeff Bridges, Michael McDonald, and Chris Polonis. Your number toll free 1-800-344-ROCK. The number Karen called in the Boston area. Hi, Karen. You're on.
Oh, hi, Bob. Hi, Michael. Hi, Jeff. And hi, Chris.
Hey there. Hello.
I have a couple questions here. First, I wanted to know what genre of music you'll be signing on a new label, Ramp Records. And my other question is, what do you think of recent major label mergers, such as EMI and Warner's, and the Universal takeover of Polygram?
Wow.
And what company do you work for, Karen?
Well, our particular album is going to be all over the place. No one genre. It's going to be, just all over the place. I mean, my album has, reggae, blues, some jazz elements to it, R&B, some country stuff. I mean, it's, that's just my album. But I would imagine if our things take off here, we're going to probably get artists on there that also are all different sorts of music.
And Michael, what do you think about all these mergers? And we're really down to 4 record companies.
Sure. I think all the better that a lot of small labels are starting. I think, for me, I think sometimes that it's all very cyclical, and that in some ways the internet may be very much like what FM radio was for us in the 60s, which is a free airwave.
Yeah.
And with the free airwave will come small independent labels who bring, a kind of unique talent that the majors at that point in time wouldn't probably sign to the public's attention, and I think it's all a good thing. I think, on one level it kind of gets kind of closed out. A door always opens somewhere else, and it evens itself out. Yeah.
It's really similar to what's happened in the movies too. The middle ground is kind of disappearing, and you're getting these really innovative films being made, and these $200 million films being made. It's kind of similar.
Right. And I think that always has to happen in an entertainment industry, because it turns the page kind of for.
And speaking of the internet, Tammy is listening on the internet. And that people like Hemingway were very, very good at editing their own work, and nobody ever hands in a first draft. And if you do, you're not going to make it. So you got to go over it and make it better and make it better. So Danielle, thanks for being on. We're going to talk to Karen in Providence, Rhode Island. Hi, Karen.
Hi, Bob. Hello, Third Eye Blind.
Wow.
Hey, how you
doing?
I have...
Sounds like you got a lot of spirit. Are you a cheerleader?
No, unfortunately.
Karen's cool, though. We like Karen.
Here. First of all, I was wondering, having produced both your albums, is it possible that you'd be producing any other artists in the future? And also, my other question is for Orion. What is your involvement on Kenny Wayne Shepherd's Live On album, and how did that collaboration come about?
You want to answer the second one first?
No, you just go in order. I'll get confused.
I would love to produce some other records, but really my focus is Third Eye Blind, and I find that that really is everything. And so what I'm really excited about is doing the Dragons and Astronauts tour, and maybe when we're done, I'll work on some tracks with some other people, because I definitely like to work on music with people, and that would be great, but this is really sort of everything to me, And now I'm going to pass the mic to my good friend Orion.
Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Orion Salazar.
Yeah, you know, Kenny Wayne Shepherd was recording his record in the same studio the same time we were. So he was down the hall, and there was, you know, I had some time where I was sitting around having a little drinky poo. And so I saw him in the common area, and we shared a drink and started talking, and just he invited me to play on his record. I played on one song, and it was a lot of fun. He's a great guy.
You went out and played with him, too, didn't you?
Actually, yeah, I went to Shreveport, Louisiana, and played his homecoming show. Kenny Wayne.
He was at the All-Star game this weekend as well.
Kenny Wayne.
Shreveport, Louisiana. Yeah, that's home for Kenny Wayne. Now, you guys mentioned the All-Star game. Go ahead.
That's what I was going to say, Bob, is like, you know, people see that there's these big divisions in music, but the fact is that Metallica was down the hall, and we were hanging out with Metallica, and Kenny Wayne was there, and Kenny Wayne and
Primus was also
down the hall. Les Claypool and Lars Ulrich and Kenny Wayne and Orion are all there.
Yanni was down there too.
I wouldn't go that far, but you know, like everybody gets together, and it's really about you know, music and hanging out, and I think there's something really sort of beautiful in the struggle to make music, and everybody knows it who's a musician, so there is actually a lot of camaraderie there.
Now, all those guys have been on Rockline recently, in fact, with the exception of Yanni, of course. So it is kind of a big family there. And we're working on getting them. We just can't get them booked, you know? I mean, there's such a line to get the guy on the show. But, you know, we're still working on it. Karen, thanks. Always a pleasure to have you on.
Karen.
To the D.C. area, we have...